Some big injuries in week 2 that we are tracking. That sounded like a grandma, what I said. All right, the Colts' Anthony Richardson is in concussion protocol after hitting his head on a touchdown run in the first quarter on Sunday. Richardson admitted experiencing concussion symptoms after the play and did not return to the game. The Colts face the Ravens this Sunday. We'll keep an eye on that story. Also, Joe Burrow aggravated his calf strain in Sunday's loss to the Ravens. Coach Zach Taylor said it's, quote, hard to say what Burrow's availability will be for Monday night's game against the Rams. We'll keep an eye on that one. And Odell Beckham Jr. went down with an ankle injury Sunday. Coach John Harbaugh said after the game that Beckham's injury isn't serious. The Ravens have been injury-plagued. They won Sunday despite missing 5 starters. Time to read and react to some news around the NFL, starting in New York, where today Giants head coach Brian Daboll was asked if Saquon Barkley had been ruled out of Thursday's game with the ankle injury.
I'm not saying that he's out yet. He's a quick healer. I'm not saying he's in, he's out. We're going to take it all the way up with him to Thursday, but he feels a lot better today. I just talked to him, so we'll see where we're at.
I mean, that's more optimistic than we thought, right? So either way, we'll see how it goes. But if Barkley can't go, or maybe he's even limited, Dan, do you have faith in that pass game after seeing it come alive in the second half?
A little bit more than certainly in the first half. The thing with Saquon is really how special he is as a playmaker. Now, something happened in the first half that ignited the comeback in the second half. That's Darren Waller. He's running an in route, and that safety starts to have vision. Well, everybody's paying attention at the top of the press box. So is Jalen Hyatt. He's running a seam to kind of take away that safety. Guarantee goes back to the coaching staff. Hey, he's starting to pay attention to that inbreaker. First play, everyone of the second half, Darren Waller, there he is. That same safety's got vision. Waller's going to run essentially the same rate. Jalen Hyatt opposite. See how that safety starts to, again, attract to Darren Waller. Jalen Hyatt goes over the top. Daniel Jones, it's one of those plays where we say, Daniel, if we get the look, you're throwing the post. Big play to Jalen Hyatt. That kind of spurs that comeback. So I think the way that they rather gathered information from that first half and then applied it to this second half was really big. I'd also say this. Last year, the number one thing they did was protect Daniel Jones. They committed to it. They got back to doing that in the second half as well. I really think that's got to be the formula for this football team without Saquon if they have to do that for a couple games.
That 21-point comeback tied for the largest in Giants franchise history, Dan. The first time they came back from 21 since 1949.
And Daniel Jones balled in that second half.
Yeah, he did. QBR went Kareem Hunt, currently visiting the Browns per a source. We heard from Kevin Stefanski a little bit earlier on the show. He said they'd be looking to potentially add some pieces. What do you guys think about that, Dan? Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the familiarity of that offense. He's been there. He knows the people in the locker room. He knows the coaches. So it does make sense. He's not Nick Chubb. You know, so that is a reality for them. Still a good football player, though.
Would it be enough?
I believe so. Between him and Ford, because one, you can split the carries. Let's not forget, though, Kareem Hunt was once talked about as one of the top guys. We saw Leonard Fournette kind of have a revival when he left Jacksonville. This may be a situation where Kareem Hunt is actually the featured guy. He hadn't been that in a minute, and it may change his mindset about how he's going to go forward as far as a running back.
It's interesting. You look at his numbers. The person that he trails is highlighted in green, trailing only Nick Chubb.
Oh, he's still good now.
Right.
He's still running the ball.
Good NFL back, no doubt.
To me, like when Stefanski was talking about adding somebody in the level, the skill level of Kareem Hunt was kind of who I was thinking. I wasn't thinking Kareem Hunt necessarily, but you're not going to find a Nick Chubb just growing on trees.
You also need a type of back, and the physicality and the violence in which he runs. That's the thing that Nick Chubb doesn't get a lot of credit for because he's not loud and boisterous. The violent way they run is the way this O-line is built.
Nick is one of the best zone runners in the NFL, could probably be the best. I think that's where Kareem is significantly less when it comes to that skill set.
Again, Nick Chubb having season-ending knee surgery. So unfortunate to see him go down with that injury last night.